Now, with so many technological advances, it's hard for many young people these days to figure out what jobs they need to study in for the future needs in this world. So, to help us ask those questions and answer, see what's good, is Professor Heather McGregor, the VP of Heriot-Watt University, Dubai. Professor Heather, thank you so much for joining us.
You're very welcome. It's a great excitement to be here.
Yeah, there are so many questions that we have, that a lot of young people have as well when it comes to education and understanding where they want to be and how they can get there. How would you say is the best way to go forward in choosing a curriculum?
First of all, I think you have to understand that choosing a career is not so much about I want to be a doctor or I want to be a lawyer or I want to be an accountant, but what kind of company do you want to work in? Small, big? Do you want to be part of a team? Do you not like being part of a team? Are you more of a loner? Understanding yourself is the single biggest contributor to understanding what you have to do in a career. And I think people are worried now about, if I don't do X, will it be too late? Will it be too late? And do you know, it's never too late. I qualified as an accountant 3 weeks before my 60th birthday, all right?
Wow.
I thought it was too late to become a chartered accountant. It absolutely was not. I think you have to approach your career and your life as if it's a long-term plan. Remember that people who are born into developed countries with good access to healthcare, and Dubai has got, I think we all agree, excellent access to healthcare, you will have a life expectancy of 100 years. So you're not, if you're going to give up work at 60 or something, I mean, look at me. You know, you're going to be working till you're 70 or 75. You need to reinvent yourself several times, and you need to keep learning throughout your life.
So what made you pivot to the education sector? Because you was doing accounting and finance and all that before.
Well, I was an investment banker for a long time, and then I became an entrepreneur. And I became an entrepreneur because I wanted to make an impact, and I felt that I wasn't making a big enough impact as an investment banker. And I developed my own company all over the world, and I set up my own charitable foundation. But at the end of the day, I was making an impact on, at best, 100 or so lives a year, okay? And by moving into higher education, I knew that I could make an impact on thousands.
Professor, I have to ask you, I think there's been quite a stereotype around education previously, historically, that there was not much individuality or, you know, I guess emphasis on personal expression for kids coming up in the system. I feel like there has been a shift. The way that the curriculums are built out nowadays really allow kids to, you know, be their unique selves. Do you see that from within? Is that a conscious thing that the education system is doing?
It's very much a conscious thing, and the reason that it's a conscious thing is that employers are telling us. So we take our cue as universities from employers. In fact, in the UK, one of the key metrics of performance, and I run a UK university, we do not have even a separate legal entity in Dubai. This is just another building on our Edinburgh campus, but with better weather. And I feel that the employers are telling us that they want people who have got these individual skills that you mentioned. They have got interpersonal skills. We are one of the world's greatest centres, for instance, for actuarial mathematics. And yet employers are telling me, stop sending me people that can pass exams in mathematics. I want people who can pass exams in mathematics and explain things and talk to things and work in teams and not get very, very fed up when they're given feedback. So we are trying to develop those people. Every single year one student at my university is taken through a course, we call it Becoming a Professional, where they are taught about things like professional gratitude, where they are taught about how to talk about themselves. We take them through something we call an impact statement, where they are learned to articulate what impact do they want to make on the world. Now, all the literature shows us that this produces resilience, emotional intelligence, that these are the kind of things that will never be out of fashion in the job market.
Yeah.
But I'm curious about that because I have some of my siblings are already in university. One is graduating high school, going to university next year. Wow. And basically they're always looking at what to become in the future. They always have aspirations, but some of them don't know what to be because they're too young to understand what like their life passion is about. But nowadays in education, there's a lot of other tools, because people are not only looking about education from what you learn and how you do an exam, but the practicality of it. And with AI being introduced, that changes the game field altogether. So how has education kind of adapted to kind of provide that, and also kind of showcase to the students what path is best suited for them to land a job that would sustain them, but also become passionate in their lifetime career?
So we try and identify what they're passionate about in year one. As I said, this is one of the things we do. One of the really important things, for instance, is to expose them to the Sustainable Development Goals. You know, is there we have a guest later on the show whose foundation clearly states on their website the 3 Sustainable Development Goals that particular foundation is passionate about. And what we hope is that literally every young person will be. I personally know that I'm passionate about SDG 4 and 5. SDG 4 is about education for all, and SDG 5 is about equality for women and women in the workplace. And I know I'm passionate about that, and I want my students to find what they are passionate about, because then they will articulate it well in job interviews. The second part of that is, how do they know what they want to be when half the jobs that are going to be in the future have not been invented? Mm-hmm. I think what you have to do for that is there's no substitute for experience. Get them out there doing internships in different things. It's very difficult to be what you cannot see. Mm. So if you haven't seen it, how do you know that's what you want to be? Lots of people want to be TV presenters because they can see you, and they can see it, they know that exists. They want to be influencers because they can see them. But maybe they don't realise, for instance, some of the really added value jobs out there, such as we have, always people who work with our students to help with their success. And once students realise that's a career, quite often they want to do that. Mm. They want to graduate and then reach back and help the students behind them to achieve success.
So you've got over 5,000 students, yes. so there's lots of different directions to go in, but we're so happy that you're here with us tonight for the whole show duration, but being our guest co-host as well. It's a pleasure and an honour.
So please don't go anywhere, because we can't wait to delve more into this topic. But after the break, we will be finding out how one foundation is empowering Emirati and Arab youth through education so that they can thrive and contribute to the development of the region. Stay tuned.